Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are. In the world, we're doing a nighttime devotion from the devotional Maranatha. The title today, The Character Heaven Approves. 1 Timothy 4, verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Jesus, the Majesty of heaven, has left an example for the youth. He toiled in the workshop at Nazareth for his daily bread. He was subject to his parents and sought not to control his own time or to follow his own will. By a life of easy indulgence, a youth can never attain to real excellence as a man or as a Christian. God does not promise us ease, honor, or wealth in His service, but He assures us that all needed blessings will be ours, with persecutions, and in the world to come, life everlasting. Nothing less than entire consecration to His service will Christ accept. This is the lesson which every one of us must learn. We have marked illustrations of the sustaining power of firm religious principle. The gaping lion's den could not keep Daniel from his daily prayers, nor could the fiery furnace induce Shadrach and his companions to fall down before the idol which Nebuchadnezzar set up. Young men who have firm principles will eschew pleasure, defy pain, and brave even the lion's den and the heated fiery furnace rather than be found untrue to God. Mark the character of Joseph. Virtue was severely tested, but its triumph was complete. At every point, the noble youth endured the test. The same lofty, unbending principle appeared at every trial. The Lord was with him, and the word was law. Those who study the Bible, counsel with God, rely upon the Christ, will be enabled to act wisely at all times and under all circumstances. Good principles will be illustrated in actual life. Only let the truth for this time be cordially received and become the basis of character, and it will produce steadfastness of purpose, which the allurements of pleasure, the fickleness of custom, the contempt of the world loving, and the heart's own clamors for self indulgence are powerless to influence. Conscience must be first enlightened. The will must be brought into subjection. The love of truth and righteousness must reign in the soul, and a character will appear which heaven can approve. The title again, The Character Heaven Approves. Jesus, the Majesty of heaven, was our perfect example. It's the only way God could do it. He tried beforehand to have prophets telling them what to do and they leading his people. But it got to the point where the people didn't want to be led by prophets anymore. They wanted a king, and so they chose Saul. And Saul didn't choose to be led by God or the prophets. And so it began. Man was being led by man and not God. And this has always been the problem with us. As soon as we feel we're confident enough to do things ourselves, We don't consult God. But as soon as things are falling apart, all of a sudden God's there to help us. Or we remember He's there to help us. But this can't be the case. So we must continually be consulting God, looking to God. Just as Joseph, his whole life, his life was through trials and tests and everything, from the time he's with his brothers until the time he is reunited with his brothers. And that's a whole heap of time in between, I think 30 odd years in between. The time with the 3 Hebrew boys not bowing down to the idol set up by Nebuchadnezzar. Now that was a actual, tangible, physical idol set up by Nebuchadnezzar. The time is coming again where an idol will be set up. It is set up, but there will be a law passed where we all, just as Nebuchadnezzar did, he passed a law that everyone had to bow down to his statue. A law will be passed where everyone has to bow down or worship on a Sunday. That law will pass very soon. And that is basically a replica of what happened with the 3 Hebrew boys back then. And what you have to decide when it comes is, what are you going to do when that happens? Because will it be a furnace they're going to throw you into, or a prison, or I don't know what, or death? But the time will come where you'll have to make that choice. And then you have to think about Joshua. As for me and my home, we serve the Lord.